Good afternoon. Welcome to Marco on Markets. I hope you've had a good day. Just share my screen. Rightio. We'll just start with the disclaimer. This channel is for educational purposes only and shares my personal opinions and investment process. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial product advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment. Always do your own research and consider obtaining advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any decisions. It's Friday, 24th of July, 3:55 p.m. I'll get rid of this disclaimer. And this is the current market. It's been a mixed day. We've got some green, some red, some sectors heavily in the red. Let's just have a look at the market as a whole. So it started off at around just under 9,000. The All Ordinaries just under 9,000, and it's dropped down to 8,900. So 78 points or 0.87%, which is a fair bit. Just looking at the sectors. So basic materials up 1.3%, energy up 1%, banks up 0.3%, and down we had technology stocks down 1.64%, consumer cyclicals down 1.4%, healthcare also down 1.4%. And some of the top losers today: Aurora Consolidated Group. I'm not 100% sure what they do. Clarity Pharmaceuticals, DroneShield 7%, Callus Mining 7%, Liontown 7%. Some pretty big losses there. And Aurora Consolidated Group was at 10%. Most of these are smaller valued stocks. So the big gainers, we've got ATF Pharmaceuticals up 13.9%, Caroon Energy 11%, that's huge. Benz Mining Corp up 7%. And some of the most active stocks today were Telstra, Liontown, South 32, and Zip. Just looking at my list, I'll just quickly update my portfolio. So bring that up on the screen. So Aristocrat, $60.50. So that was down. So that's really slid just in the last 3 or 4 days. We've gone from being slightly in profit to now down 5%. It is considered a technology stock, so it's caught up in that. Accent Group 71.8. That's dropped a little bit as well. So that's now down 40%. That doesn't sound right. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, I'll go back. Aristocrat, I was looking at the annualized, but it's really this one here. So Aristocrat's now down 3.7% after dividends, and Accent Group 62.6 after dividends down. Westpac, it had a pretty good day. It was one of the positive stocks for the day amongst the banks, 36.99. So that's up now 0.69. We still need another 1.43% to make it to margin. I did consider selling today when it was in the higher $37 range, 37. It was getting close to 37.10, which was nearly a 1% gain. But in the end, I just waited, and it did fall away, and then it's come back a bit towards the end. Wesfarmers didn't have a great day. That was down a further 1% today, hasn't closed yet, but it's currently at 87.11. So that one's now down 1.61% in one day. So it can go up and down very quickly. What else did I want to go through? I just wanted to go through some of the tech stocks on one of my other lists here. I'll just do Australian stocks. I've got a few of the tech stocks in here. So the ones that come to mind are Xero Accounting, which is now down to $61.64. I did go through a few days ago. That was one that I had historically for a long time, waiting for it to rebound. I'll quickly go through that graph again, not to repeat myself, but in around 2001-ish. Oh, it must have been this Christmas. Yeah, so it was December 2021. I purchased it around 140 and I brought some more going down and down. I think I ended up doing 5 trades on the way down, but then it continued to drop. So it pretty much went from 144 down to 65, and then around 2.5 years later, I did end up getting back to my amount. I took a small profit. I was just relieved after what was quite a stressful time having that stock. And then I missed the upside, so it did go on to climb and climb and climb. And I didn't actually mind because it was a relief to get my money back. However, I could have picked up, maybe about 10 or 15% on the upside there. But having said that, then it has just fallen away. I can't believe it because that's the industry I'm in. We use that software all day long, as do my colleagues and my clients. And it's a very good product and very sticky. But sometimes when the tide goes out, all ships sink. And if you're in in the tech sector at the moment, it's in Australia anyway, it's on the downside. So another one I like to look at is WiseTech Global. They've had some other issues going on with governance and personal behaviours of directors and stuff, which you can read up on. But that's been a slow decline as well, which is, really surprising. Lots of people have lost money on that. It's been, well talked about in a positive manner, and now it's at $30. Hard to believe that just in, July to July, in 1 year, it's dropped from 120 down to 30. So that is 120 minus 30 divided by 120. It's dropped 75%. And to get back, like if you're waiting to get back to that point, if something's dropped 70%, it takes 233% to get back to the original price. So I don't have 75 in this table, but yeah, like I mentioned the other day, if something drops by 20, if it goes up by 20, it's not back to where it was before. It needs to go up to 25 by 25%. Let's just go back to the watch list and I'll just see if there's any other tech ones that stand out. I'll just sort by negatives here. Yeah, they were the two main ones. Realestate.com as well, that's gone down. That's probably for a number of reasons. I believe the housing market's starting to cool off and there's less listings, so their profits will probably go down. Fuel prices affect airlines quite heavily, so with fuel going up and the war, that will affect their profitability. Yep, other than that, so my next moves at the moment, I mean, I have to get out of a trade before I do my next one, but I'm really liking JB Hi-Fi now is in a really nice price range. And the other one, which I would have loved to have picked up today, was Sigma Pharmaceuticals, who do Chemist Warehouse, which is a really popular pharmacy here group in Australia. So yeah, they got into my range there of $2, around $2.81, $2.82, and I was thinking so. But anyway, I haven't got it. You can't do everything, so you have to get out of one trade before you can get into the other, unless you want to introduce new money. But you know, there's not an endless pool of money. The last one, which I noticed this morning, was Coles and Woolworths. One was up and one was down. So actually Coles clawed back. So it was flat for the day, and Woolworths in the end did maintain its gain for the day that it had this morning. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there. That's a wrap. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. And yeah, Friday afternoon, it's people enjoy Friday knocking off from work, but there's some investors out there, including myself, we sort of can't wait for Monday to come around again, as it is a bit of time out of the market. But I think it's a good thing too. All right, that's it. Signing out. Thanks for watching.